Welcome to Tenerife in the Canary Islands. This is our third stop and final stop in the Canary Islands before heading to Florida. I really like this port already because as soon as you get off the ship, if you're on this dock, I don't know about the other one, they already have souvenir shops lined up here. Did you see that boat hole? It's like the boat's not even in the water. The whole part of it, it's got like these front fins. It's really cool looking. Now, you might be like, Dave, what is it so important that this pier has souvenir shops on it? Well, Lanzarote and then Las Palomas were the last two islands that we went to in the Gran Canary. They didn't have souvenir shops really. It was very hard to find anything. I barely found a small souvenir shop on the beach in Gran Canaria. So if you're looking for something to take home to people, if you come here to Tenerife, here you can get at least some souvenirs. Now, one thing about this port and pretty much the other two ports, you got a lot of walking before you get into town. Not even done at the pier yet. And from here to the taxi cab stand is just under half a mile. There's a little shortcut. You come on down, go through the Tenerife sign, and then cut to the left. They have this walking trail that if you follow, it'll take you a little out of the way. Once you clear this, you'll see the security gate. Right on the other side of that is the taxi cab pickup. It's about 0.4 of a mile or so from the port or from the dock for the ship to the cabs. Once you clear the taxi stand, you'll come right here along the marina. You gotta go all the way down there, and there's a building right there. You gotta go over there, and behind that building is a ramp to go over like an interstate. So from here, you probably still have about an 8-minute walk till you get into town. So it's about a 15 to 20-minute walk, depending on your pace, to get off the ship and get into the center of town, or the entrance into town. In this video, I'm going to take you around and show you at least 10 of the things that you can do while here in Tenerife that you don't have to take an excursion for, and you can walk to it basically. You don't have to pay for a cab to get you anywhere. So stay tuned because we're going to go check out some of the coolest things here in Tenerife. They have this one thing called the Reflection Lake, and we're going to check that out. They have a really cool theater. The architecture on it is really awesome. It's like a cousin to the Sydney Opera House. They got a couple markets and plazas and squares and things like that. So we're gonna go check out all of that, and you can see what fun you can have here when you come in to port on a cruise. Our first stop is going to be the Plaza de España. In there is where they're going to have the mirrored pond or lake, mirrored lake. So we're going to check that out and see it. If you go and you Google this place, it's fantastic. It gives you mirrored reflections of the city and 360-degree views. Now you will have to come up this inclined ramp. There's a ferry terminal here, so there's a lot of car traffic and semi-trailers, and then all the buses from the cruise ships. So they built this to go over it, so passengers don't have to stop for vehicles, vehicles don't have to stop for passengers, and everybody can get to where they need to go safely. From here, you can see a lot of different things. You've got the plaza that we're heading to right over here. You got the old post office over here. And over there is the theater that it looks like it's like a cousin to the Sydney Opera House. So you can already start to see stuff. When you get off, you're met by this other plaza that has all these pergolas set up, plenty of places to sit down. It's a great place to, there's some benches right here. So it's a great place to watch the sunrise over the marina. This is a lot of cool things to do as soon as you get right off. Unfortunately, to get to this point, you're at almost a mile. When you come here, there's two other things that you can see when you get to this plaza. The first one is this statue that's right over here. It's to commemorate all those that died in the Spanish War. There's also the remains of a castle underneath this grounds right here. It is the Castillo de San Cristobal. I'm going to try and see if they're open. I think that that's probably the shop right there to get in, but you can see the walls. Some of the walls are still here that you can go walk into, as well as some of the cannons are here as well. The great thing about cruising is you meet random people in the casino and then they try and hop in and be social media influencers. This side is an information center, and inside of the information center you can buy the tickets for the hop on hop off tour. The pickup is on the other side of the mirrored lake, kind of by that building that I was pointing at. That I'm going to check and see if that's where the entrance for the ruins is. Yeah, it's a restaurant, but there is parking here. You can get down into the parking garage. So if you're driving here because you're staying at a resort, you can stay over here at the plaza. If you want to see the ruins, look for this area right here. So it's right here is the monument for the war. You've got the port right here, and then that one building, that's the restaurant. You want to come right here. Hopefully it will be open when you get here, but it's closed for construction. It's open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6 p.m. Right across from the Plaza de España and the ruins, across the street, you're going to be the Calle del Castillo. And it is one of the busy shopping streets, and it's actually set up for pedestrians. Cars cannot go up and down it. It's about a half a mile of restaurants, bars, shops, salons, all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. And it's got palm trees lining it. You got statues everywhere. It's pretty cool. If you collect the Starbucks mugs, out of the 3 islands, I finally found, out of 6 Starbucks, the Canary Islands mug. So you come down the Calle del Castillo, and when you get to the Santander Hotel and take a right, and go down a block. There'll be a Starbucks right there, about a 18-minute walk from the cruise ship. And they have the Canary Island mugs. They had at least a dozen of them while I was there. Looks like you can get a Snoopy burger at Snoopy's. Behind me is the market. Now, at first glance, it doesn't look like your typical European market. It's actually housed in a beautiful colonial style pink building with archways, a central courtyard, and a clock tower that you can spot from a distance. The design feels halfway between a Spanish plaza and a North African souk, which makes sense. It's inspired by the old trade routes that connected the Canary Islands to Africa and Latin America. This market has been here since 1944. Once you step inside, you're surrounded by sounds and smells of the island. Vendors calling out prices, the scent of fresh fruit, spices is really cool. You get roasted coffee, herbs, local cheeses. It's divided into sections, each with its own rhythm. You have fruit, vegetable stalls, fishmongers, butchers and spice vendors, cafes and tapas bars, and it's 2 stories also. So we're on the main level, and then you can take an escalator down to check out more vendors. Our next stop is the MUNA. The MUNA is short for Museum of Nature and Archaeology. It's located just a few minutes from the Plaza de España and from the market that we were just at. It is a gorgeous building that used to be a hospital, but once you step inside, it's going to be the cool museum. It's actually one of the best museums in the Canary Islands, and it tells the story of the Canary Islands' natural history and the mysterious Guanche civilization, which is indigenous people that lived here long before the Spanish arrived. When you come here, they have a bunch of exhibits, and they have rotating exhibits as well. One of the exhibits they have is the largest collection of Guanche people's mummies. And once they found like all their little civilizations, they figured out how they would live, hunt, socialize, all kinds of things. So if you like museums, that would be a good bet for you. Plus, you've got the art museum just the block down. There's a lot of things to do in this area. Our next stop is going to be the Auditorio de Tenerife. It's the structure that looks similar, in my opinion, to like being a cousin of the Sydney Opera House. But as you walk along, you'll find this building right here. This is actually the office of the president of the Canary Islands. Now, while we're walking over here to the auditorium, it was built in 2003. Depending on how you look at it, people say the overhang of it looks like a sail, a shell, or a wave. So when you look at it, let me know what you think. Right in front of the theater is this ruin that was unearthed, and it dates back to 1775. It was a little fort, and it served as a fort until 1924. It was considered unfit for duty in 1924, so they used it for storing gunpowder and things like that until 1965. So what do you think? Does it look like the Sydney Opera House's cousin? Does it look like a wave, a sail, a shell? Well, if you like architecture, this is probably one of the coolest buildings you're going to find here in Tenerife that isn't 50 years old or older. Again, it was built in 2003. I don't know. To me, it looks like they copied the Sydney Opera House and threw a cover over it to make it look different. What are your thoughts? Well, I found out why that pool was drained. They are having a concert and they're putting a bunch of chairs in there, so because they didn't want people's feet getting wet. That completes our time here in Tenerife. If you have any questions about Tenerife, the Canary Islands, or you want to book a cruise that visits here, let me know. If you can hit that like and subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it too. Until next time, I'll see you next trip.